At this point, it's hard to be a stranger to high prices and inflation. Northwestern Mutual's new 2024 Planning and Progress study found that 1 in every 3 Americans do not feel financially stable. And the average American is not on track to meet their retirement goals. Vic Russell with Apprise and Financial joins us right now to explain how to get back on track. Thanks for joining us, Vic.
Gary, thanks for having me this
Appreciate
afternoon.
it. Yeah,
Thank you.
We know about the high prices, of course, with inflation and everything, but is there anything else that has really gotten people off track when it comes to retirement?
Yeah, I think there's expenses out there that they didn't see coming that have skyrocketed. And I'm talking about housing inflation. I'm talking about things like house insurance going up on average 34% in the last couple of years. Property taxes going up, 35 to 40% in some cases, and those are expenses that they, in the past were kind of flatlined, or they weren't going to go up. But because the housing value is skyrocketing now, house insurance has gone up, and these property taxes have gone up, and those homeowners are feeling the pressures of that. Plus the rent skyrocketing as well. I mean, we have individuals. The last number I saw was we had 46% of individuals in the state of Ohio paying more than 35% of their income on rent. Wow. And that's not sustainable. No. It's just not sustainable with, if you tie in the living costs, you can't do it.
Right, and then tying that in, the report said over the past 2 years, people are prioritizing paying off debt as opposed to saving for the future.
That's right.
So what's the best way to handle that? Is there a balance?
There is a balance. $1.3 trillion owed in credit card debt right now, which is an all-time high. I never thought I'd ever see it that high.
Yeah.
But that's high rate. That's high rate debt, and that's the debt you need to concentrate on and pay off. Okay. Can you do both at the same time? You can. And I think at this stage, folks really need to make retirement savings a priority. What I hear on occasion all the time is, if I had it, I'd save it. So my response is, you have it, let's find it, because you got to get started. You got to focus on starting today and not tomorrow.
How do people figure out how much they need to retire?
Yeah, it's a number that's quantified by the inflation rate. So you can probably guarantee, and we saw our inflation skyrocket to 9% a year ago.
Yep.
Now it's back down around 3. Okay, so it's got, calmed down. But you can expect maybe a 2 to 3% increase every year. And so if you're looking 10 years into the future, you probably want to use that kind of as a gauge as to how much you're going to need in order to retire. Right. Also, you throw into that, what's your expectations? Do you expect to travel a lot? Right. Are your debts going to be paid off? I mean, where are you going to be at that stage in your life? And you have to take that into consideration. The wild card is health.
Right.
Just because of how health insurance is in this country and how, medical bills still account for the #1 reason why people file bankruptcy in this country. That's the wild card that you can't see coming. But you have to kind of prepare for that too.
What's your advice to someone who may have gotten off track?
Yeah, they need to start, as I said, start today or start tomorrow at the latest.
And it's never too young to start saving for retirement.
No, and the younger the better. And 401k, you got to do that. That's free money. At least match your employer's match. When you're talking about saving money, you got to do that. Take a look at a Roth IRA or a regular IRA, whatever you can. Start contributing to that. And if you're not taking advantage of the extra contributions after age 50 and older, do that, because that's a huge benefit to individuals that maybe are trying to play catch up.
Some great advice. Where can people go to get help if they need it?
Yeah, they can come to check us out at Apprise.com. We have some good tips on our social media. Also, certified financial planners. Take a look at their website, because they can give you some great advice on how to get started and move forward.
All right, Vic Russell, always a pleasure.
Derek, always a pleasure. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.